I'm Bill Evans, and this is episode 10 of Thoughts from a Tolerant Man. 4 wheels move the body, 2 wheels move the soul. I'm not exactly sure where that phrase comes from. It appears to be a modern motorcycle world saying, and the strongest source I found links to it is in Lanny Lynn Valley's 2017 novel Highway Don't Care, where it appears to be a quoted biker truth. And there's something about it that rings true. Over the years, more than a few people have asked me why I chose to ride a bicycle across the country instead of a motorcycle. On the surface, it probably sounds like a reasonable question, but to me, it never really felt like a choice. For reasons I can't fully explain, doing it on a motorcycle always felt like, cheating. I did own a motorcycle once. It was during my time in the Army when I was working at the induction center in Knoxville, Tennessee. Like a lot of young men at that age, the idea of riding had its appeal: speed, independence, a certain image that came along with it. But there's another saying that I came to believe over time. Anyone who owns a motorcycle either has had an accident or will have one. Mine came sooner rather than later. A car pulled out directly into my path, completely unaware that I was there. I was fortunate. I walked away without injury, but the motorcycle didn't. And as it turned out, neither did my interest in riding one. It was the end of that chapter, because what I realized eventually was this: there's a difference between moving quickly through the world and actually experiencing it. On a motorcycle, you cover ground. On a bicycle, you live it. From a very early age, I loved the freedom that came with riding a bike. It wasn't just transportation, it was independence, it was exploration, it was the first real sense that I could go somewhere under my own power. By the time I began seriously thinking about a cross-country trip, those days were long behind me. The bike had been replaced by cars, responsibilities, careers, and time. Still, the idea came back, and when it did, it brought with it a simple question. If you're going to cross the country, do you want to pass through it, or do you want to feel every mile of it? And I think that's where this comes back to something larger. When you slow down, really slow down, you begin to notice things otherwise you would miss. Not just the landscape, but the people in it, the small towns, the conversations, the differences. I met a lot of people during that 47-day trip. I was keeping a blog and would often note the person that I designated as hero of the day. This could be someone that gave me great directions, perhaps an unknown shortcut. Someone in a bicycle shop that helped keep my ride roadworthy. A desk clerk in a little motel that helped make my stay something special. A waitress that helped make a meal memorable. It becomes harder to dismiss people when you've taken the time to see them up close. Tolerance, I've come to believe, doesn't come from distance. It comes from proximity, from experience, from taking the time to understand rather than simply passing through. A bicycle ensured I would do that. And in the end, that may have been the most important part of the journey. And that's a thought from a tolerant man.